guys, it's Mish. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about debt. I'm giving you guys a debt update. So as a quick recap, back in July, I decided for July, August, and September that I actually wanted to contribute $15,000 towards debt, $5,000 each month. So for July, this was my breakdown that I expected to pay. I did not end up reaching that breakdown. I only ended up contributing $2,887.67. So I was short $1,112.33. Going into the start of August, my debt totaled $82,592.18. This is my estimated breakdown for the month of August. So I can tell you now that I did exceed the $5,000. When August started, I wanted to make up for the $1,000 that I was short in July and then still be on track for August. So when it comes to this $5,000, I want to be clear, it's not $5,000 extra, it's just $5,000 total. So my monthly student loan payments, my car note are already calculated within the $5,000. So take away those things, whatever the difference is, I want to contribute at least $5,000 total. So my overall debt-free date is February 1st, 2027. And that is based off of me contributing $5,000 a month. I do have a buffer in there for about $4,500 for several reasons. One, because life happens to happen, and then two, just because there are certain credit cards. I have 3 credit cards total. 2 of them do have bills attached to them, so that is something that you will see on here every month. But the goal is to keep that under $50 for each of those credit cards. So at the start of August, what I had was my Wells Fargo credit card, student loans, and then my vehicle loan on there. Remaining debt total, that is still based off of August, so I won't have a new number until September, but I've contributed $4,088.97 towards my Wells Fargo. That was the overarching thing. So moving forward in September, I will just have my student loans and I will have my car loan on there. The goal is to pay off my student loans by the end of this year. I do have about $22,000 left in student loans. So way back when I first started my first debt-free journey, I want to say that my student loans were about $42,000. So since then, I have paid off $20,000 in student loans. To me, it just sounds crazy that I've paid off that much, but granted, the amount of time I could have been done with the $22,000 that I have left if I didn't end up purchasing this home. My down payment in my appliances that I had to purchase, that was my $20,000 right there. So it's just about, you know, perspective on certain things. But now I feel that I'm at the point where I really am like, hey, I'm really focused on getting rid of these student loans, and then after the student loans, I will focus solely on my car. So hopefully, if things go as planned, then at the start of January 2026, that whole entire year, I will just focus on paying off my vehicle. But things that I did want to say, if anybody is new to paying off debt, or things have just changed in your life and you just want a new approach to paying off debt, I would say break whatever goal you have into quarterly goals. This is a concept that I originally adopted from the 12-week year. So when I had my financial goals for the year, I just feel that they were too vague. I was tracking, but I wasn't tracking. And then I would go and be like, oh, well, it's only March. I still have 9 more months in the year to get this accomplished, versus when you have such a condensed goal in that 3-month time period, time really is of the essence. You don't really have much time to not be on track, and it really shows yourself how accountable you are and how committed you are into reaching certain financial goals. So I would say that after you've created your goal for the year, break down that specific goal into 3-month increments so that it's done on a quarterly basis. And then something newer that I saw on the Organized Money when it comes to financial goals, but she had broken it down into 5 different categories. So she had a budget goal, a savings goal, a debt goal, an investment goal, and then an income goal. And I really like that. Like, I feel that moving forward, especially for next quarter, that is something that I'm going to do. So that might be another helpful advice. But when it comes to debt, after you guys have come up with the plan or the method that you're going to use, the two most common ones are the debt avalanche method and the snowball method. A third one that I like to mention as of lately is the one that causes you the most stress or anxiety. Start with that one. So once you have that, I feel making frequent payments and then checking in with your finances on a weekly basis. I know me doing my weekly money management meetings really hold me accountable. I do a overview of how much debt I have, how much money I have in my accounts, and then what my goals are that I need to accomplish for that upcoming week. And that has been super helpful for me. I will list a video up above where I go more in depth about what those meetings actually look like, but those have been beneficial for me. But one thing that I do know is that the more you invest it in reaching your goal, the more you will find ways to get to that goal quicker. So one of the things that helps for me is participating in Transfer Tuesday, where sometimes I've only been able to send off a $10 payment. Sometimes it's as simple as that. And just knowing that I stay committed to that. So it's just like, if I had to send over a $5 payment, I would. Because I said that I'm going to contribute money every week to a debt. So I'm going to do that. And sometimes I don't have that much money to send over there, but whatever I have, they're going to get it. And it does make a difference. It does add up, because one day you'll look up and you'll be like, oh, I sent an extra $1,500 to this debt, or I extra $1,500 over to my savings account. And those things you should feel proud of. You should feel a sense of accomplishment, that you're chipping away at something, or that you're getting that much closer to obtaining some type of financial goal. So when it comes to books, listening to Fearless Finances, I should be done within the next day and a half with that. I'm reading the Money Wealth Can't Buy, and then the book that I recently finished was You Need a Budget, which is YNAB. And two of the things that I took from there, that's something that I plan on implementing, is it talks about budgeting with the money that you have. And I said for so long, I feel that I've budgeted with future paychecks. Like, oh, you know, I'm going to get this amount of money and then do this, this, and this with that money. And they were like, no, focus on what you have. And if you don't have enough money to pretty much cover your expenses, you need to get to a point where you have that much money in your bank account so you can budget with the physical or tangible things that are there. Some of us find ourselves in predicaments because we expected to get $2,000 on our paycheck and it ended up being $1,700 for whatever reason, versus if you already had the $2,000 in your account, you would have a little bit more of a buffer, because you're like, dang, you know, I was supposed to get $2,000. I only got $1,700 within this amount of time. I will figure out how we'll come up with the $300. So I like that method for several different reasons. One, it kind of puts you a month ahead. And then two, I think it helps for the people whose bills are top heavy. Just like in a 2-week period, your bills might cost you $2,500, but you only have $2,000. So if you don't have $500 sitting around for a buffer, then you have to use a credit card, or you have to pull money from your savings, or whatever the case is. So I feel when the money is already there, and then you're just replenishing what you pulled out, I do think that that is a great approach. And then the other thing that the book mentioned was the age of your money. So it's like, what's the age of your money when you're spending it? And I was just like, you know what? Some of this money is hours old. It's like, as soon as it hits the account, it's directly out of the account. But I want to get to a point where my money is aged very well. It's just like, I'm not spending money from this paycheck that I just got. That money is just going to sit in a savings account. And then the money that I am spending, it's like months old, possibly years old. So that's a new concept that I really was like, oh wow, like I would like to have aged money that I'm spending. But you guys, that concludes the video for today. I will be coming out with another video here shortly, telling you guys my September goals for my finances, and then doing a recap of Fearless Finances, being that I will be done listening to that on Audible. Side note, I'm actually participating in a 75 Hard, the financial edition. You can catch those day-to-day breakdowns over on my YouTube shorts, where I come and I go over the 5 rules every day pretty much, and then I tell you my one small wealth action. But as usual, take time to enjoy your own journey, and I will catch you guys in the comments until the next video. Bye.